Hey Scorpio, what's going on? We're here with the timeless reading. Welcome. The first card out is Seven of Wands. I'm seeing you looking very determined here. Even though something can be a bit of a challenge, but I'm also seeing you not back down from whatever this is. It looks like it's the only thing in between you and sort of the next step that you're going to be taking. So there's you over here looking very determined, like I'm going to get through whatever it is that's being presented to me. Having Nine of Wands be in between the Ace of Cups, which looks like you're intending to get closer to the Ace of Cups here, which is going to be like a new chapter that looks like it's going to be very enjoyable for you. There's just something that's in between it, and it's like you're the only thing between me and this next chapter that I'm gonna be starting, or this next opportunity that I have to do this thing over here. Nine of Wands is something that's in front of you that can feel like it takes a lot of energy out of you, but I'm also seeing you be in a space where you're like, no matter how much energy this takes from me, I'm very determined to do whatever this is that needs to be done to take care of this, to give my attention or my energy to it, because I want what's on the other side of that. So that's the space that I'm seeing you be in. I'm definitely seeing you be very, very, very determined. Like more than anything, that's what I'm getting for your vibe here, where it's like, as challenging as that can be, whatever this is that's put in front of me or what I have to work within, I'm not going to back down no matter what. Because it feels like you really want that thing that's on the other side of it, and you know that it's going to be worth it. It feels like you really got the right idea here. Definitely. The challenge is going to be worth it for sure. So in case you were, I don't even feel like you needed confirmation of this, but in case you wanted any sort of confirmation, this will definitely be worth it to you. You got to get through whatever this difficult stuff is sort of in between you and this Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is going to be really fulfilling, really satisfying, like really happy. I'm seeing a lot of good stuff on the other side of this. It may be something that like you can see it, but you can't necessarily like touch it yet. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're over here and there's a barrier here, but it has like slats that you can kind of see through, and then you see what you want like on the other side of things, and you just have to work through this challenge, even though it can take a lot out of you, but you're like, I'm determined to get over there. I know that this is going to be worth it. Definitely confirmation of this here. This will be worth it for sure. So when you get to the other side, you'll be like, I'm so glad that I did that, even though it was really difficult, really exhausting. It took a lot out of me, that type of thing. Is this also like for your future too, that being part of this? I'm seeing you activate your Pluto energy with Judgment coming out. This is like connecting with your wherewithal and being patient like you can be. This thing that you're going through that's really tough right now, I get it, just because it can be more like exhausting than anything, and that can be why like it's taking a lot of endurance is what this feels like. Like you can't really lose the flame for this. You sort of have to keep fanning it. With Temperance here, it also feels like this may be a bit of a drawn out process where you may have to like really put a lot of energy in for a little bit, like not a short period of time. It feels like this is something that it takes like a lot of energy to do this. But if you're just patient with this, you're definitely going to work it through. And it feels like tuning into that part of yourself that's like so wise and knows that too. Like if I just keep applying the pressure in this way, this is really going to work out for me, and it will definitely be worth it. And that part of you that's willing to play the long game here, which I feel like if you mentally get on that page, you're not going to have a problem with it. And you may know too that about yourself. If I can mentally get into that place where I'm on track with this, I will be able to maintain it. So it's just sort of like bringing yourself into the space that you need to be brought into. And also too, like, knowing that you got this, like, you can do it, definitely. And it will for sure be worth it to you, absolutely. So, like, stay determined, for sure. Like, don't give up here with this. This feels like more of a, like, pep rally than anything, where your guides are like, keep going, don't give up, keep doing this. Like, I'm just seeing this be encouragement more than anything. I do feel drawn to Judgment connecting with Seven of Wands. I want to see what's going on with that. Actually, let's clarify. What is Judgment here for? This feels like it's just validating that you're validating your determination. I'm seeing Six of Wands come out, which is connected with success and victory and, like, you being on track. It feels like you're properly assessing something here, that you're really in the right space for this to keep going. I'm seeing it be like, keep just doing exactly what it is that you're doing, because you're gonna definitely get a win for sure. Like, this is gonna pay off if you stick with this and just keep doing what you're doing. Yes, big time. You can feel like there's some type of payday that you get from this as well, in some form. You'll know for whatever you're sort of working on. You know, if you're doing this for emotional reasons, it can be like an emotional or energetic payday. For some of you, if this is like work that you're putting in, something tangible, you can like physically be making money. It does look like this is also connected with like inner fulfillment and joy, relief, fun. I'm seeing this be connected with, like, when you get over here where the Ace of Cups and Ten of Cups is, it's like now this is just a lot of enjoying things and being able to connect with the things that are going on in this chapter, and you can feel like it's a lot of stuff that you do like and that you do want to be doing, where it's not going to feel so much like a strain. It feels like it puts more of a focus on pleasure, actually, rather than like having to put all your energy, and you sort of have like no other choice if you're trying to get this done. But your guides are like, just be patient, just keep going, keep going, keep going. Again, feels like the key here to keep you motivated is keeping yourself in the right mind frame for this. Do not let anything deter you. Seven of Wands shows that there can be energies that you're coming against here, even like thoughts and stuff, where it's like, is this really worth it to you? Like, what if it doesn't end up working or paying off? This is you, it being confirmation that this is definitely going to pay off for you. It's definitely leading into a next chapter that's going to be much more enjoyable. Like, you'll feel like it's just easier to connect with that, and it feels like it'll just be more of the stuff that you enjoy and feels more like fun more than anything. So even though you can still be having fun at times over here, it feels like it's going to be more filled with that and more consistent with that as far as the chapter that you're going to be stepping into, where it can be like just doing a lot of things that you want to be doing, you know, that you prefer to be doing, and less obligation is what this feels like. So that's what I'm seeing. This is all going to like be worth it for that, to get to that where it's like, now I can just relax, or now I can just, whatever it is that you want to be doing and that you've been craving or like working towards, that's what's going to be realized, is what I'm seeing. Just be patient. This feels like a bit of a long-term thing. It doesn't mean from now forward it's going to be a long-term thing, but this is something that you can have been working on for a while. So when I say long-term, I mean it from that. Like, this seems like it's been quite a process for you, and for you to like maintain this energy. And coming back to Judgment, it feels very much like if you can just keep yourself in the right mentality with this, that's really all you need to be in the right space to complete this, to see this through. So when you feel yourself coming out of that space, you do what you need to do, like psychologically speaking, energetically speaking, to get yourself back into that space where you're like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, to keep you determined. Okay, I'm seeing Saturn here, which explains a lot of things. Saturn basically is like, you work day in and day out. You have to really put a lot of effort. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of self-control. It takes sacrifice. You know, you can also feel like it really limits things for you. But then when you work really hard in that environment and basically do the things that Saturn is asking of you, Saturn is like a really strict teacher, where it's like, if you do everything that I'm telling you to do and you don't fight against it, like, don't try to cut corners, but actually do the work and do it the right way, whatever it is that's being asked of you, then you get like the prize at the end. And I'm seeing you be closer to the prize than not. Like, you could have started off and felt like it was a long ways away, and now I'm seeing you be not too far away from breaking into this next chapter. But it's definitely taken a lot of like patience, it's taken a lot of endurance, and it feels now like it's just psychological at this point, where if you can keep it, I'm getting stamina, if you can just keep yourself in that space, you are soon going to be completing this. I'm seeing it be nearing like a lot closer and closer, and it's gonna be worth it for sure. I think too that once you accomplish this and this is concluded, you're gonna look back and be like, I really worked with myself mentally through that process in a way that you can feel like maybe you've never stuck with something like this before, and because you are this time around, you're gonna look back and be like, I have a lot more control than I thought that I did. And it's gonna feel satisfying because it's control that you have over yourself, and it's connected with your willpower, where I'm seeing you really apply yourself here and really fighting for something that you care about, that's worth it to you. And this will be one of those moments that's so satisfying because you actually get what you want at the end. So I think that's a big reason why this is going to be one of those things that's like a lot of positive reinforcement for you going through this process in the first place, and to be able to sort of snap into this mode when you need to be there to do something that you're trying to do. Yeah, more than anything, I'm seeing like the biggest thing that can be a challenge when you go through this is like the mental stuff that goes on for you, that would have you doing things the opposite way. Like anything that would sort of sabotage your process, that can be what you find most difficult about this. Like having to maintain the mentality and not stray. I'm seeing you be super, super, super close to this cycle being finished. Like it's basically at your fingertips at this point. I feel like 92% of the way done with this thing. Like I'm seeing very close. So I don't know what the exact timeline for this is going to be, but I am seeing you're gonna get the outcome that you're looking for if you stick with what you're doing. And I'm seeing there's soon to be an alleviation. So it feels like all of the pressure that you're applying, it's going to do what it needs to do, and then the cycle is going to complete. I want to get one more clarifier while we are here. This could have felt like a really grueling chapter for you. I'm seeing this be repeated. Just be patient with it and stick with it. Just keep working. Don't give up. So if there's a part of you that's like, is this really going to be worth it to me? Or you start feeling things mentally going on where it's like, maybe it's not going to work, or you're not going to get through it, or it's not going to be worth it, or like you won't be able to, whatever it is that's going on, just recognize that for what it is and know that you're being encouraged to complete the cycle and to keep doing what you're doing here. Yes, the cycle is soon to be closing out. It feels like this is something like big and important that you have going on within your life. Yeah. Just know that it's almost finished, okay? Think too that this is about sort of like working with yourself from an emotional and psychological standpoint, especially when something is really tough on you. Like having the two planets that are here are Pluto and Saturn, and Pluto is really transformative. And having Saturn here too, this can be really shaping up in a way and becoming disciplined in a way from a psychological standpoint, and also needing to physically put some type of work in too. So it's like you're putting something into practice, but you're also seeing how strong your willpower is, and also how strong sort of like psychically you are. And from a psychological standpoint too, where when you're determined to do something and you stick with it and you are willing to see it through and do whatever it takes, no matter how exhausting a process is, that you actually like really do see the light at the end of the tunnel. And that you really, I'm seeing you being sort of like reformed through this process, or like fortified through this process, where this is something where it feels like you're tapping into the power that you actually have, especially like whatever your placement is that's ruled by Pluto here. You're tapping into the power of Pluto, which is like the power for you to be able to like manipulate energy and allow things to happen, but it's not in some type of corrupt sort of way. Having Saturn here keeps you using your power, but within the lines that it's meant to be used within, because Saturn will restrict you, so you can't color out of the lines with this. So Saturn keeps you on track, so it doesn't really give you options that you're not supposed to have, and it just asks you like, put your power into this, put your energy into this, put your willingness into it, and it allows you to take a vision that you saw and realize it through this process. But Saturn is like, but you got to put in the most work that you'll have to put in to see this through. So it's something that can really, you know, Saturn can be an intense energy. Pluto's a very intense energy. It can feel like it pushes you to your limits, where you're like, do I want to give up on this, or am I willing to actually see this through? You can feel like you're sort of teetering on that line, and that's why it feels like important to fortify that at this moment. That if you will continue to do this, you will really see the light at the end of the tunnel. You'll get what you want. I'm seeing 3 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. That's going to be a celebration. This is, you're going to be completing the cycle, and it's going to feel like, yeah, I really did that. Yeah, I really made it there, and it's going to be very joyous for you. If you would just be patient and stick with this for now, you're really gonna get what you've been seeking, like what you want out of this. And it's not too far away. I'm seeing 10s, I'm seeing 9s, and I'm seeing aces here. We have 10 of Cups, 10 of Swords, we have 9 of Wands, so this shows you being very close to the end of a cycle. And then we have the Ace and we have the World here, which means that you're about to be very close, nearing to the start of the next chapter, and that means that this process is going to be completed. And that it has been really, really difficult moving through it, but it is about to be accomplished. And it's something that there will be like a lot of happiness and joy if you're willing to stick with this and see it through. I get the feeling too that when you do come out on the other side of this, something that you're going to realize is that you properly assessed that this would be something that would be like what you needed and what you wanted. So you'll get to the other side of this and be like, wow, this actually feels so good, and it's because of being motivated by like the right reasons and you knowing what's motivating you. You know, sometimes we're motivated by something and we end up getting that thing and it's like, this wasn't what I thought it was going to be, or wasn't fulfilling. This is going to be one of those moments where you see that you very accurately assess that something was like what you wanted it to be. And so when you have that, like when you've accomplished that, you're gonna be so happy about it, like so thrilled with this. Over the moon. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.